Mas é assim, se você quiser aprender sobre o domínio das energias,
If you want to learn how to control your own energies, you will need to learn a lot about chakras. Only then will you be able to do certain things. To know what kind of energy each chakra can process. What are the afferent and the efferent chakras? How many chakras do we have? You have to know this. Sometimes we simply take a piece of literature that says there are 7 chakras. But in another, 6. In another one, there are 9. The only chakras they show are the frontal ones. So, the person only has frontal chakras. No, we have thousands of chakras. Each human joint is a chakra. This is fundamental to know. Can we learn about it even without seeing it? Even if you don't see it, you can learn by the signs of the places. You can learn which ones are capturing more or less energy by what you feel in your physical body. For example, someone suddenly feels a lot of pain in their shoulder. They say, "Wow, when I go into a certain place, I get a pain in my shoulder." They have to adjust it, because there is a chakra in this joint. Ah, you know what I feel. I go to certain places, and I feel a cramp. You are working with the spleen chakra and with the liver chakra. From inside you, the spleen chakra is on the left side, and the liver is on the right, considering your perspective. Facing you, it is the opposite. But everything that happens with the chakras has consequences in the physical part. There's no other way. Headaches, tension in the shoulder or neck, they are all chakras. Cough, loss of voice. We have to know that. If you know the chakras well, you start understanding better how the energies move within you. And you can have experiments with this. How can I do that? Have this experiment when you get on a subway. See how you got on, and how you got off. Now, go to a place full of trees and flowers, and nobody else. I said a place full of trees, flowers, plants, and empty. Probably, the only consciousness that's there is you, and the only energy you'll be immersed in is the immanent energy of nature. Because plants don't think like us, and don't make all those messes human beings can create. Plants don't need to move and don't carry weapons. Just immanent energy is transience through them. They capture energy, the way the energy goes in, it comes out. They don't encode energy. If you're there, you'll see how you feel. You'll feel better, or worse. I'm always saying that. I find it very strange when someone tells me, "I went to the forest to meditate." You don't need to meditate in the forest. Go there, stand still, and you will capture that kind of energy. Then, you'll feel peaceful. That's it. I think it's not necessary to meditate to achieve peace. Meditating to learn is something different. If you are in denser places, you will feel the denser energies. If you are in more subtle places, with more subtle energies, you start learning how to deal with these energies. Dealing with them doesn't mean to arrive in a very dense place and say, "Now I'm going to dominate everything here, and nothing will happen to me." I think we have to learn how to control our physical body in the best environments, without being afraid of going to those places we have to go to. Otherwise, we only learn what's good, what you think is good, then, you only go to good places. You stop helping people you could, because they are in another environment. You don't want to be around that person because they have bad standards. I don't think it works like that. Maybe you can't stay very long. You have to know how long you can stay. Also, don't use words to contaminate other people. Because when you do it, that's energy. When you say, "Look, that person over there is very..." Then, others don't go near that person because you've just contaminated them. I think everyone needs to have their own experiences, because everybody is different. I also think we have to make people think positively.
Fazer com que as pessoas pensem positivamente. Tudo isso é energia.
It's all energy. Can we say that the first step for a person to have control of their own energies would be through circulation? To have the control of the circulation, that's when you feel the energies. You'll feel them. And you start, in a way, mastering your own energies. By feeling them, you start controlling them. But you need to practice all the time. I think that for you to have total control of your energies, you need to know the movement of your chakras very well. What is this movement? You have to know what kind of energy each chakra works with. What does a chakra mean to you? Can you explain more about the chakras? A chakra doesn't simply capture and externalize energies. Besides doing the whole process of energy circulation in us, through the work it does with the energies, it contains our level of consciousness. Your consciousness, which is an energy cluster, an energetic architecture, works on such a level. So, you've just incorporated it into your mental body, in your astral body, and in your physical body, and is it going to work with what in you? The consciousness is what you are. If you are dense, it will work with your denser energies. If you are more subtle, it will work with subtler energies. What the consciousness learns depends on whom you are. We have to know that. You may ask, how do I know my level of consciousness? It's easy to know. There should have a way to measure. You would put a meter on the person and say, your level is precarious. Isn't that interesting? You know it by how the person thinks and what they do. More primitive people are much more sexual, much more full of fantasies, much more distant from reality. They can't solve their problems. A small problem gets bigger and bigger. That means primitivism and lack of internal resources. When the person eats too much or is addicted, it means they are on repetition. So this is an emotional and primitive process. This emotional part is always repetitive. Everything emotional is repetitive. This is about all chakras below the heart. If you meet people with continuity, common sense, people that do things sharing a space with others, it means they are in a better condition. A person's spiritual companions are equal to what they are. So, as we are talking about energy, the energy you are is the energy the spirits close to you are. So, the work you do with your chakras is fundamental. Controlling the energies means both a circulation by our willpower, which is important, and also the knowledge of the chakras, so that we can work on a better level with these energies. Perhaps you've already had the experience of trying to circulate energies and it doesn't seem to work. It seems to stop at a certain place. You may even do it, but it stops here or there, or stops at the neck. You have to keep trying. Make an effort, because this energy blockage exists, and it's visible when out of the body. You'll be able to notice your blockage. You'll be able to identify it. The energies are stopped somewhere. You may ask, how can they be stopped? Because your chakras aren't working accordingly to make the full movement. That's why it's important to really circulate the energies, because then you're unblocking your chakras. You're forcing the chakras to work those frequencies they are not working. Is removing a blockage like removing a difficulty? Removing a blockage is to make it work the way it was supposed to at that wavelength, at that frequency it is. It's like this. Whatever happens in our life, our spiritual part is linked to the emotional one.
espiritual, ela está muito ligada ao emocional. Não tem como ser diferente.
It can't be different.
Não tem.
So,
Quando você
when you
tem
have some level of
dificuldade,
difficulty,
essa
this difficulty
dificuldade,
comes to
ela
exist
passa a
in your
existir no teu
spiritual
corpo
body as
espiritual
well.
também.
You may tell me,
Puxa, tem umas
there are
coisas
some
que eu
things I
tento fazer,
try to
umas
do,
coisas
but
que
it
alguma coisa
seems
me
that something
atrapalha.
gets in my way.
É que você não tá
Yes,
bem, né?
it's because you're not well.
Os teus chakras não estão
Spiritually,
funcionando
your
direito.
chakras aren't working
Então, é
properly.
muito trabalho.
It's a lot of work.
Tem uma
There's
coisa que
something
assim,
to
quando você
point out.
coloca objetivo
When you set a
na tua
goal in your
vida,
life, you think
fala,
your
"Poxa,
life
minha
is
vida tá
flowing
fluindo
because
porque
you
eu
had
coloquei
set a goal.
objetivo." Quando você
When you
coloca
set a
objetivo,
goal
tua
and your
vida
life
flui,
flows,
porque você
it's
começa
because
a
you start to
realinhar
realign
todas as
all
tuas
your
energias. Você
energies.
começa a dar uma direção
You
para
begin to
elas.
give a
É como se
direction
você
for
estivesse
them.
fazendo uma
It is
circulação
as
de
if you were
energia.
circulating energy.
Você começa,
You
aí você vai
start.
falar, "Puxa, mas isso é
Then you
bom."
think that's
Em
good.
parte é bom,
It's partly good.
mas o bom
The
mesmo
really good
é você
thing is you being
conseguir
able to
fazer
do anything.
qualquer coisa, estar livre do
Being
teu
free from
ego.
yourself and from your ego.
Você
You flow to
fluir
the
pro
side
lado
you
que você
want.
quiser.
I'm always saying that.
Aliás, eu sempre estou falando isso.
Otherwise, you
Não, mas eu
argue
não
you
consigo
can't do
fazer tal
anything.
coisa.
We
Nós
have to
temos que
learn how
aprender
to
a
do
fazer
all
todas as
things.
coisas. Todas. Acho que isso é fundamental, né?
Would you like to participate in a work of energy giving from afar that is benefiting thousands of people? Click on the link below for more information.